Okay, so for today, so it's a new launch with this after this summer break. So happy to see all of you. So for today, first a quick roundtable. We've got from the board members, we have got Telecom Italia. We have got Ericsson and Orange. Okay, so for the time being, DT, Telefonica, Vodafone, Ericsson and Nokia are not here. And,
Hi, Ericsson is here.
Yeah, sorry, Ria. Ericsson is here. So we have not yet the quorum, and Luis should connect because he has already updated the work group progress chapter. Okay. Okay, so outside the board members, we've got different participants, Equinix, we've got Nearby Computing, and we've got Ubicube. I think I've got
yep.
all participants. Okay, so I have to remind the LF policies you can have here. Hello, Luis.
Hello. Hello, Guillaume. Sorry for the late.
No issue. Concerning the general news, I just want to highlight the fact that HashiCorp has changed the source code license from open source to switch to a business source license. We could have a quite big effect if we have kept Terraform in our design. The fact is that we, with the cluster API and FluxCD, we have not anymore relying on this technology. We have to consider also maybe on Vault solution. Is there any impact? So it's just a news that has been shared this summer. We need to measure if there are any impact on Sylva. So I think we have to have a look on Vault and have some experts who will manage this point. Also, Aegis, who is on the road on the bridge, can initialize this topic. Also with Julien from our open source experts. That's it on the general news. Is there any other topics you want to highlight right now? No? Okay. So, and we have also Serdar, who is joining us from Canonical. Hello, Serdar. Okay, so on the workgroup one, Matthew is not here, and Mark will present the progress of this workgroup.
Yeah, so hello everybody. So indeed replacing Matthew for today, who is sorry not to be able to attend. Okay, so a few updates on what happened in the, let's say, during the summer vacation period. So we had tagged the V0.2 in July. Since that, the good news is that we did not get that much issues based on the V0.2 for at least the first feedback that we are having. And yeah, we had various discussions that continued. So there was a discussion about streaming progress and support of multiple operating systems. There was a work in progress on, that were demoed yesterday in the weekly call about the support of KubeVirt. And so yeah, it's a good first milestone to have this demo, and so yeah, it's paved the way to support also VNF on top of Sylva infrastructure. And there is a big, there are big discussion about improving the configuration files in order to simplify the deployments, because at that time, so everything is gathered in a single big file. And so there are discussions ongoing within the technical team to decouple the life cycle of the management cluster and the workload cluster. That should ease the way to define the values that are needed to deploy the workload cluster. So yeah, it's a thing that is very important to reach before the GA. And with regard to the thing that are also that we also need to continue within the stream is the work on improving the CI. So currently, we have only a CI that is testing Sylva stack on top of OpenStack. There is also a CI testing which are done on top of vSphere within Telecom Italia. But we need to add a CI to test bare metal deployment, and for this there are investigation and there is work in progress in order to do it on top of bare metal being emulated. And there was a various people from different companies that have ideas and that have work to be reused around that. So next week there will be a sharing. So the next weekly call will be dedicated to that topic, because we really think that the CI aspect is something that needs to be improved and completed before the V1.0. So yeah, it was pretty it.
Okay, thanks a lot, Mark. Is there any question to Mark? Additional topic? No. So yesterday during the weekly call of the Workgroup 1, we also have a view on the content of V0.3, and we get the assurance that the main topics are already open, and so we were aligned to achieve our target for the V0.3. So no big warning on this work group. So thank you, Mark.
You're welcome.
Okay. So concerning the validation center, Luis?
Yes. Okay. So since the last meeting, that was nearly 4 weeks ago, we have a lot of progress. Actually, next week we have the validation team meeting, and we will have a lot of topics to discuss. The main things that we have done these last 4 weeks is that we have a new validation platform available, completely available, the one from Orange. We call it the Orange one, which is the bare metal flavor. Congratulations to the team for having this platform. So now we have 2 different platforms to do validations. And actually, it's not only available. The second achievement is that it has been already put to work, and it has completed the validation for 1 additional CNF, the VSR from 6Wind. So that is considered validated. Well, next week we will consider it officially validated and write the report, the validation report. And we have 2 additional network functions proposed in the backlog, 2 UPFs, one from Nokia and one from Ericsson. And the lab from Orange will be used. Actually, the validation team has been created, and they are starting working in the validation for the Nokia UPF. Well, we have still to discuss or create a validation team for the other UPF. But this is good progress since the last 4 weeks. So in just this month, we have 1 additional platform, 1 additional network function validated, and 2 additional ones starting or at least proposed for validation. Things that we have to do next, we have to complete these validations in progress. And actually, we have to complete the configuration of the Telefonica stack with the Sylva version 0.2, because we are having some issues with SFIOV. Okay, so it's delaying us a bit. And we plan to validate the same network function that was validated in Orange, also validated in Telefonica platform, so that we have it in a bare metal flavor and in a non-bare metal, so OpenStack flavor. And the Nokia UDN that was blocked is being, well, we think could be unblocked. So we are retaking this to see if the workaround proposed works, or we have to keep it blocked and move to another one. So things to do next. Once we have an additional validation platform, let's progress doing more validations. And the one in Telefonica that is having issues, we need to complete the configuration of Sylva version 2 and keep validating the other two network functions there. Nothing relevant to share apart from the achievement of having more network functions and more platforms. And there's no decisions to be taken today. That's all from the validation center.
Yeah, I just want to ask Luis confirmation. You mentioned that concerning Ericsson, we will have the UPF onboarding plan.
It's been proposed. Well, we have to discuss it in the next validation meeting to create a team and also allocate timing, because we will be engaged in the two platforms with the different network functions. So probably it will take us some time to start, but it's been proposed, yes.
Okay, great. And yet,
is it a regular UPF or the distributed one?
No, I cannot answer. I don't know, really. We have to.
Yeah,
So it's been proposed, but officially we have not received all the information about the UPF to assign it.
Yes, so it's the signaling controller. So that's what we are discussing internally. And thank you, Luis, for sharing information regarding the onboarding. So that was a quite helpful email. And now we are discussing the first set of requirements, and we would be creating an issue soon in GitLab, and then we can start discussing it in the validation center workstream.
Okay, I will change this. Is signaling then? Sorry.
The SIG. Okay.
One second. I changed it.
It was the doubt I have in mind. So okay.
Okay. And if I may ask another question, in terms of strategy for the validation center, which you mentioned something interesting. There was a CNF validated on top of Sylva in VM, the CAS on VM, and it's going to be validated on CAS on bare metal, or the opposite, I don't know.
Yeah.
Is it an objective to consider a CNF fully validated on top of Sylva with both architectures, or one is sufficient, or will we ask both validation on both architecture?
It's not mandatory to have them both validated. It is up to the provider to say if he wants to be validated in both architectures, but we promote, or we expect to be validated if possible in both scenarios. But depends, because some network functions may be only defined for bare metal.
It depends on the use case. I do agree with you, Luis. If we are speaking, for example, about the DU RAN, it makes no sense to have it on OpenStack, I think, for example.
Okay.
So no mandatory, but interesting.
Okay, it's a possibility, but not mandatory. Okay, thank you, Luis.
Hello, Uni from Nokia.
Hello, all. Sorry,
Hello.
I'm late.
Okay. So Nicolas have shared this very useful page on the validation center backlog, where we have what you described, the bare metal validation and the OpenStack validation on the VSR. Okay. Any additional questions to Luis? No? Okay. So thanks. The work group 3 concerning security requirement, is there any update this week?
So no big news during summer. Just maybe a message for for everyone. If someone wants to join this work stream, do not hesitate to join. If you have skills in security, if you know people in your companies that are interested in working in the security features for Sylva, so do not hesitate to send me an email so you can be onboarded on this work stream.
Okay. And for us, we want to boost this work group in the coming weeks. We are discussing this with Théophile. It's clearly an internal objective that we share it publicly. Okay. Concerning the energy efficiency, I think that Sundara is not with us. I don't know if we have a participant of this work group. Carlo, are you on this work group?
I participated, but we had no meeting during the last month.
Okay, so it was also summer break.
Yes.
Okay, a very active work group this summer, like Validation Center, the communication and adoption. Andre is not with us, but he works lots, even as my deputy in the holidays. So I just highlighted the Bilbao participation. So for the open source summit, but they are from the Linux Foundation, but there is also the one regional summit and the Linux Foundation Europe Summit. So the 18th of September, Luis and I, we are going to have a booth and also a short presentation to the LFE. The same day, Luis have to switch to Anuket and Sylva. I think it's a panel, Luis, is it? You're on mute.
Yes, sorry. It is called a fireside chat. It's like a chat, interactive chat. It's not presentation.
Okay. And the 19th of September, we've got the Linux Foundation OSS Summit. So there will be a keynote where we're going to officialize the creation of a directing fund, but we will have also a presentation by Philip and I on Sylva, on where we are on Sylva, and I put the link you've got on the SCAD. You've got the link to yes, you've got the title and the exact sum of the presentation, where Philip and I will co-animate. Okay. So and also I've not mentioned here, and I will add it. We will have a press release associated to the directed fund, of course. And I let maybe Théophile speak more about this directed fund in the governance and evolution.
Yes, so as you...
Nicolas also.
Okay, no, I'll come back after. Okay, go ahead, Théophile. I will come back to the communication group.
Okay. Okay, so we plan to launch the Sylva fund in the 19th of September. So the main announcement will be during the opening keynote of the event. So it's great news. Thank you for all companies that have joined this fund as early birds. There will be still room for other companies for sure to join the fund. I know that some of you, I don't know if we have guys from DT team and Voda. So I know that some companies are still in process with the Linux Foundation to get on board in this fund, but it will be okay soon. So if you want any information on the fund, if your company is not aware of that and want to join this fund as a sponsor of Sylva, do not hesitate to send me a message or to contact the Linux Foundation.
Can we share at this TSC level the names of the premier sponsor and general sponsor that have finalized the process?
Yeah, sure. So the premier sponsors are today Orange, SUSE, Telefonica, and the general sponsor are Red Hat, Equinix, Nokia, and Ericsson. And so we have Telecom Italia, Vodafone, and Deutsche Telekom that are pending approval to be a primary sponsor.
So I will update the minutes with all the information shared by Teofil right now.
And many thanks to Equinix that just joined last minute.
Okay, so
Great news.
we've got Richard with us.
Yes. Very happy we succeeded. Marketing had a tough time understanding what we're doing here, but luckily our BD team did. So what marketing could not achieve in 3 months, BD they did in 24 hours. I'm very happy we got our name on there, and very happy that we're sponsoring from the start.
Okay. Is there any question to Teofil on the governance and evolution before coming back to communication? I park the question of the additional comments of Nicolas. No? Okay, so it will be a very good and relevant spotlight during this OSS summit to mention this fund creation, and it's also a new opportunity to make this project more known on the market, which is this adoption is really key on the global adoption of the project. Thanks for this. And Nicolas.
Yeah, what I wanted to add is that at the communication group level, we identified that the current Git page of the project might be a little difficult to navigate, least to say, for newcomers. So in order to have a more marketing approach, we decided to go for a website. So we asked the Linux Foundation to support us, and so Andre has been very active with Akansha and Maria as well. So they provided all the content to the web designers of the Linux Foundation, and we hope the goal is to have something up and running before Bilbao. And the idea is that in Bilbao, when we refer to the project, we can direct people, new contacts towards the website. Which should present what is Sylva, what are the objectives, what are we doing, or what is the casting so far, the members, and so on and so forth. So basic information, but more accessible, let's say. And for the first edition, since we had to be quick, it will be a one-pager. But we asked already the cost to the Linux Foundation to make something more elaborated. But I think it will be more much more accessible than what we currently have.
Yeah, and what we have the GitLab is more for the active participants, and this one page will be definitely for newcomer or interested new partners. So very complementary purpose. Yeah. Thanks, Nicolas. Any question to Nicolas on this new website's ambition? No? Okay. Is there any question or additional remarks? Or no? Okay. So thank you all. Very efficient. You will have the minutes by the end of this week. Don't hesitate to react if you need some modification on the minutes, or if you have any question. Okay. So see you soon.
See you. Thank you. Bye, Guillaume.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Bye, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks a lot.